Hey Hastings, so glad you're here for your local briefing for Sunday, February 22nd, 2026. Let's get you all set up for the week ahead. All right, so here's the deal. We've gone through hastingsnow.com to pull out all the key deadlines and events you really need to know about. This is your guide for today and the next 72 hours. Think of it as a way to make the most of your time with zero wasted trips.
First up, let's talk about beliefs and quiet moments. We're starting here because taking just a moment to pause and reflect, whether you're at home or out in the community, can totally reset your entire day.
So for today, you've got a couple of really great options. If you're heading out in person, St. Luke's has a big update. They're going to include the imposition of ashes for anyone who couldn't make it to their Ash Wednesday service because of the weather. And hey, if you're staying cozy at home, St. John's is kicking off their new Lenten series, Exactly What I Need, with a live stream at 8 a.m. And looking ahead just a little bit, here's something you might want to pencil in. Over in Afton, St. Mary's is starting their midweek Lenten Soup and Study. That's this Wednesday, the 25th, starting at 5:30, and it sounds really interesting. They're doing a study on women leaders in the Bible. What a great midweek option. For all the families out there with little ones, listen up. Here is the schedule for the C's Preschool Open House this Friday, which should make it super easy to plan your visit. You can pop in for an optional tour at 10 a.m., then the open house and book fair get going at 10:30, and they've even got a story time planned for 11:30. And really, why this matters is pretty simple. Having this exact schedule means parents can plan their visit perfectly and not have that awful feeling of showing up right when things are wrapping up. You won't miss a thing. Okay, let's move on to our second section, community connections and deadlines. We all know life gets crazy busy, right? Well, this is where making those small, local choices can really add up and make a big difference. First things first, it is officially Shop Local Week. It starts today and runs all the way through the 28th. If you're looking for a little inspiration on where to go, hastingsmn.org has a fantastic business directory just waiting for you. And speaking of support, do you want to give a special shout out to a local business you absolutely love? Well, there's a perfect way to do that right now, but you are going to have to act fast. It's time to vote for MN Bride's Best of 2026, but look closely at that date. There is a hard deadline of this Tuesday, February 24th. So if there's a local wedding business you adore, now is the time to show them some love and get that vote in. And here are a couple of other really unique ways to connect in our community. For all you animal lovers, adoption applications are now open for several adult mama dogs who are looking for their forever homes. And for folks in a different season of life, there are free 30-minute legal consultations being offered for amicable divorces. All right, let's switch gears and talk about health and wellness. And I have to say, I really love this subtitle. This week's best plan is the one you'll actually follow. I mean, it's so true, isn't it? So let's find something that actually works for you this week. Can you believe March is right around the corner? So let's get those calendars out. Coming up on March 1st, we've got a wedding expo and fashion show. On March 2nd, the next class starts at Hastings Beauty School. And on the 4th, the Everyday Herbalist is hosting a free gathering over in Red Wing. So let's zoom in on that wedding expo for a second. It's happening next Sunday, March 1st, from noon to 3, and get this, it is totally free to attend. That's a perfect one-stop shop for anyone who's planning a wedding. And here's another one of those time-sensitive opportunities. The next cosmetology class over at Hastings Beauty School kicks off on March 2nd. So if that's a career you've been thinking about, you'll definitely want to apply pretty soon to make sure you get a spot. Beyond specific events, if you're just thinking about your general health habits for the week, there's a new post online that could really help. It's a quick read, it breaks down the basics of chronic inflammation, and it might just spark some great ideas for you. Okay, we're almost at the finish line. Let's wrap things up with our final section, the latest local updates. Just a couple of quick things to keep you in the loop and point you in the right direction if you need more info. So, in case you missed it, Animal Arc just shared a new adoption update, and they've got a direct link so you can see all their current pets waiting for a home. Also, a local parish post shared an obituary notice for Gary Fox. For any service details, please make sure you follow the link to the official notice. And this is just so important, right? Using these official links, especially for sensitive community news like this, it just ensures that we're all finding the correct information and, sharing it responsibly with our neighbors. And that's your briefing. So, as you head into the week with all these different opportunities out there, the question is, what will you connect with in Hastings? Thanks for tuning in and have a fantastic week.